Who's the story that you want to hear told the most?
That I want to hear told the most. I think this is tough.
You can only
So
pick one.
I only one story that I want to hear told. I mean, I actually think that I think it's for me, it's actually Letsile. He might actually be the one. Now, I know that sure. The thing is the No Lao story, I feel like that's told and we know what happens. He wins the Olympic gold. It's there's compelling aspects there. Even with Kishane, the only problem I have with Kishane is there's aspects I want to see because he's very quiet. We don't know much about him. He barely races. But I think with Tebogo, and specifically this year, because he beat out Noah Lyles. Noah Lyles was quote unquote supposed to win the 200. Letsile, he lost his mother earlier this year. So that is like massively compelling, like able to come back from, tragic loss and like all that. And he has like this, he became larger than life in his country. Now, I don't know if the Netflix cameras went down to Botswana and like, were able to capture stuff there, but he became this larger than life figure. So being able to see him navigate through all of that, I think is extremely compelling. And for an athlete who's still very, very young, I think there's a lot of aspects that they can kind of hit there. I just hope that they really do it in a proper way that doesn't overshadow that story. And it's not just like, okay, Noah Lyles. Because obviously they're gonna tell there's stuff about Noah Lyles getting carried off in a wheelchair, him getting sick before the 200. Like all that is gonna be there. But how are they gonna, for me, how are they gonna tell, let's see, like the Bolo story? I wanna be able to hear that.
I mean, you made a very compelling case. My thought was, well, again, I watched season one, and it took me a long time to get around to watching the whole thing. And it's because
Yeah.
track and field is what we do, man.
Yeah.
So like, I'm like, hey, when I'm done for the day, I'm normally looking to unwind with my mind on, maybe something else. That said, I feel like I kind of know a lot about his narrative. They might share things I wasn't paying attention to, but I'm pretty sure watching the first season that most of this is again for the person who he showed up at the Olympics.
Yeah.
That's what they saw. And they know whatever was said over the speakers or whatever NBC coverage they had, and that's about it. And it's going to be exotic for them, but for me, it's like, well, okay, I'm watching the footage, but like, I have a sense because Shane is the unknown, and that's why it's most curious to me because that
Mm.
ain't nobody really said much about his story. I mean, this is what I know about Kishane. Let's be honest. What do we know? He showed up in the Diamond League last year and ran 985 in a race he didn't even win. That happened. He showed up at the Prefontaine last year. Did not win, but he was out there. He was just a guy who was a fast guy in that race. And Tabojo got hurt in that race if I pulled up, if I remember correctly in the
Yeah,
100.
yeah. I think I
So,
don't think he did too well that
yeah,
Prefontaine last
so
year.
moving on. Ain't see that man not near one time. That at least that we could call out to the Jamaican trials. And then they talk about this man stunting on him running 977, making it easy. But they told us. And we had no choice but to believe them. Because that's all that we had to go off. We just had some footage. What happened at the Jamaican trials? Who is this man? And where did he come from? That's what we had. And I was like, well, he ran 985 last year. That's what I remember. Wearing a Nike kit. So Nike knew something. Maybe he got one of them gear contracts. Maybe he got some incentives. I don't know. But Nike knew something because he wearing they stuff. And here we are. So everything else, you know what I mean? Like is the X factor, the unknown. I think that's really what I'm kind of looking forward to.
My name is Anderson from the Final Leg.
And I'm Coach Rob from SCA Track and Field. And thank you for watching this segment from the finish line.
If you want to know what's really going on at the high school and college level, be sure to subscribe to Coach Rob Track and Field.
And if you want more content on the best track and field athletes in the world, be sure to subscribe to the Final Leg.